When I returned 2 days early from my business trip, my toilet, bathroom, and kitchen were under construction, my sister said. We're renovating before moving in. Her hubby and her in-laws laughed. I just said, okay. The next day they discovered the house wasn't in my name anymore. Hi, my name is Jessica, and I'm 31 years old. I live in the United States, and this is the story of how my own flesh and blood tried to steal my life and the way I fought back. I returned to my residence in Chicago, Illinois on a Wednesday 2 days sooner than I had planned. The second I unlocked the main door, the noise assaulted me first. Banging, drilling, happy shouts, then the astonishing sight. My porcelain commode was in the entryway. The entire washroom was stripped bare. The kitchen cupboards were forcibly removed and construction dust covered everything like a sandstorm had blasted through. And there they were, my younger sister, her husband Huxley, and his parents wearing utility gloves, laughing as though they were enjoying some kind of family holiday. My sister looked up at me, barely pausing her work. We're remodeling before settling in, she announced. Huxley gave a slow smirk. His father guffawed. Even his mother just tittered like a criminal who believed she had completely escaped punishment. I did not move, I did not debate. I did not even pose a question. I simply stated fine. They assumed I was yielding, but I was strategizing. It was not always like this. As children, my sister used to cling to me. I covered her school expenses, her financial obligations. I even paid for her wedding ceremony when her spouse's family was unable to afford it. She often referred to me as her second father. But thankfulness fades. Avarice grows. After my mother and father passed away, the estate became mine. She requested to reside there occasionally. I agreed. It was meant to be brief. Brief became an entitlement. Entitlement became an authorized takeover. Had sensed it developing for many months. She ceased asking for my permission. Huxley started speaking louder, issuing commands inside my dwelling. And his parents visited as if they owned the entire place. There were small warning signs. Huxley leaving business documents on the dining table. Real estate listings. Construction firm business cards, financial correspondence from the bank. My sister's sudden keen interest in my itinerary, my journeys, my movements and departures. And then one evening I listened as she whispered on the telephone, "He won't resist. He's weak. We will make it officially ours." That was the instant the truth of the corruption was laid bare. I did not erupt. That is precisely what they anticipated. A confrontation, an altercation. They could distort a chance to portray me as unhinged. Instead, I waited patiently. I reviewed the property deed. My name solely. No shared ownership, no rights for her or her spouse. I verified my insurance policy, updated my security locks and filed discreet reports regarding unauthorized building activity. Every single nail they pounded, every ceramic tile they pulled out became documented property damage. Systematically, I constructed a legal case. While they were tearing down structural dividers, I was constructing the snare. That night, after witnessing my devastated kitchen, I remained awake. I collected every bill, every legal paper, every photographic record of the vandalism. By the next morning, my paperwork was substantial, enough to defeat them. Then I placed some calls, quiet and precise, to the municipal inspector, the police liaison, my legal counsel. They believed their plan was clever, renovating in my absence. What they failed to understand was that uncertified construction is more than sloppy. It is illegal, especially when the land is not legally theirs. By sunrise, the trap was fully prepared. The following day, my telephone vibrated. It was my sister. Her tone was trembling. There are 5 police cruisers outside the building. I could picture it clearly. Their joyful demeanor vanished, replaced with absolute panic. Uniformed officers walking through the debris, questioning them, displaying their badges. Huxley stammering his parents, startled, their utility gloves still covered in gypsum. I drove slowly, completely composed. When I arrived, the street was mayhem. Neighbors observing flashing emergency lights, reflecting off the windows. My sister rushed toward me, shaking violently. You contacted law enforcement. I stared at her, my voice level. This is my personal residence. You broke the law. The inspector lifted his clipboard. Unlicensed construction, property destruction, trespass, fraud. Each word was a definitive closure for their plan. Huxley attempted to argue. His father tried to yell. The officers were uninterested. They were led away individually, their arrogance stripped away along with their gloves. My sister simply stood there colorless, realizing far too late that I had never been the simpleton she believed me to be. When the dust finally settled, the quietness within the building felt unique, not hollow but liberated. The remodeling work they began now functions as proof against their actions. The costs they laughed about are now their responsibility to settle. The law serves as my weapon, and it hurt more profoundly than any verbal dispute ever could. My sister has not reached out since that day, not once. And honestly, I do not miss her voice. People inquire if I feel any remorse. No, I regret placing my trust in her. I regret not recognizing the greed sooner. But the retribution, the justice that I do not regret for a single second. Because when I said fine that night, I was not consenting. I was announcing an inevitable battle. And the following morning I won. Subscribe now to Home Exposed, your daily dose of Reddit stories.